Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Superman 65 and the second story, Superman's Sweetheart. It's been 2 or 3 issues since Superman's been a real absolute dick to Lois, so let's correct that. Remember, it's the 1950s. We have to be putting the main female character in her place constantly, or else, I don't know, American society is going to collapse. This one feels especially bad towards Lois, as it's a story where Lois is just jealous, and they don't do a lot with that. You see, Lois has a roommate named Peggy. She's been brought up before. I think this is only her 3rd or 4th story. She's Lois's blonde roommate who she cooks for, and they go out on dates, and do not read anything into this relationship. It's entirely platonic, but if you want to go read anything into this, I'm pretty sure someone has maybe made the argument that they're possibly a couple. The problem with Peggy is Peggy hasn't had a lot of time. She's just kind of there for Lois to talk to. She's not much of a character, or even a caricature. She's just there. And the story doesn't really add anything to her. We just find out Peggy has a new job. This new job, the twist being that she's working for the mob. She's not aware of this, but she's in danger. So Superman, who knows this, well, Clark and Superman, they're the same person. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you. It's only the 300th and something of these videos I've done. And he's only been around for, 80-something years. But Superman has to keep an eye on her, saving her on several occasions. Now, the first time he saves her, she's with Lois, and he seems more worried about Peggy. So Lois is immediately jealous and upset and thinks Superman's into Peggy because, he might show concern to another woman. I feel like I'm being really aggressive against Lois. It's not Lois, it's how they're writing Lois. Original Lois would never put up with this crap. She would be on to the next story. We're trying to figure this out. Instead, Lois is just complaining and at one point crying about this. Lois, being Lois, decides to prove that Superman is still into her by jumping off a building so he saves her. Now, Superman is around to save her, but Superman, of course, feels like he needs to teach her a lesson because, yeah, you have to constantly be teaching women lessons in the 1950s, or they're going to be jumping off buildings. I don't even know what this comic's trying to say anymore. He does something with his super speed to create a net, so she doesn't see him save her. So she feels like she's been saved by a net awning. Wait, why would you have a net awning? You would have an awning that covers the light, not something that the light shines through. Lois, you're a reporter, think this through. But eventually, this all comes out, and Lois and Peggy hug it out as they have forgiven each other, or their conflict against each other has been solved, because Superman doesn't really like Peggy. Wait. Notice how I didn't bring up there was any sort of conflict between Peggy and Lois. Lois was upset, but there was no, confrontation between the two of them. That's right, we resolved something that's not exactly the issue of the story. There is no conflict between Lois and Peggy. There's no argument, there's no moment where they could have been fighting over him, or Peggy's trying to explain that Superman's not into her. No, there's none of that. We have a solution to a story they did not do. And Superman stands around confused because, Superman. He's not that smart. They pretend he's that smart, but he's not that smart. So yeah, it's just all around a terrible story for Lois, and I just feel bad reading it. So that is it from Superman 65, Superman's Sweetheart. He has no sweetheart by the end of the story. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notification when new videos up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the man of tomorrow. What happened to Peggy? Okay, have a great day.